is an amazing chapter. When you see the man who inspired Luffy to become the man who is now is always fascinating. I'll get into that later. Let's start with the first page. So the chapter starts from where we left off in the previous chapter. Lucci and Kaku know they're in a desperate situation. They do not have anything to bargain with the Straw Hats. Given the kind of enmity they have, the way they treated Robin, Frankie, Iceberg, and others, they know they're asking the impossible. But they have to try, otherwise they're gonna die. So Kaku tried his luck and said to Luffy, if they manage to go through this together, he'll allow them to cuff them again. Now, is this thing valid only when they drive out Kuma and Hawk, or escaping from the entire marine fleets which are heading towards this island? Probably the first one. Luffy asks Lucci if he will take revenge on his crewmates or Vegapunks after it is over. That means there is a possibility Lucci will come across the Straw Hats or Vegapunks, which means this will happen even before the Marines arrive on the island. Luffy's approach to their request is very casual. He just asks Lucci not to take on his crewmates or Vegapunk because of the frustration he felt after losing to Luffy. That's the condition, and only condition. He can fight Luffy again if he wants, and Luffy won't have any problem with it because the outcome would be the same. Luffy has some kind of ability to read people's heart. He can read people's intention and conviction. He's been always like that. He could tell Lucci and Kaku were honest, so he uncuffed them and worked as a team. Now, personally, I didn't think it was necessary. If Luffy cannot defeat Kuma or any of the Seraphim, he better stop being a pirate. And I would say the same to Zoro. Zoro said something important. It is true, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei are strong, but the other Straw Hats are not at the level to tackle the Seraphim or the Admirals. So they need to finish their opponents as soon as possible and support their crewmates. Luffy used his Gear 4th Boundman, whereas Lucci used his regular hybrid form. Despite that, they managed to blow their opponents out of the building. Zoro also used his normal attack. Nothing fancy. The outcome was the same. Hawk was blown out of the building just like Kuma. But the fight is far from over. The Seraphims are invulnerable to any kind of physical attacks. When they fought against Blackbeard and Kuza pirates, they took heavy hits, yet there wasn't even a scratch on their bodies. Zoro boasts his swordsmanship. Back on Dressrosa, he said, there's nothing he cannot cut. Let's see if he can cut Mihawk's Seraphim. Surprisingly, this Seraphim has the ability of Das Bones, Supa Supa no Mi. It has the properties of steel. It can slice anything. Previously, Zoro managed to cut Das Bones. Will he be able to cut Mihawk's Seraphim now? To tell you the truth, I don't think current Zoro can cut Hawk. But this fight might give him insight to further his swordsmanship, which will lead him to injure Hawk. Now, let's talk about Stella. Vegapunk is inside a secret prison in the laboratory. He's injured and in chains. Someone knocked him out and sent him here. Even Vegapunk doesn't know how he ended up inside the prison. He also wonders how his research on Poneglyph got leaked to the world government. All of this point towards an inside job. Someone who has a higher clearance betrayed Vegapunk. Trying to learn anything about the Blank Century is the ultimate taboo of the world government. That's their bottom line. No matter who crosses the bottom line, he or she must be eliminated. No exception. They don't care how much important that person is to the world or how much he contributed to the world. If you violate their bottom line, there is only one outcome: death. Professor Clover contributed to the study of archaeology and history, yet the government killed all the people related to the research of poneglyphs. Vegapunk made a few trips to Elbaf. He met Jaguar de Sol and learned about bits and pieces of information on Void Century. Jaguar de Sol got exposed and he's on the run ever since. Perhaps the people who snitched on Sol informed the government that Vegapunk has a good relationship with Sol, and that's why the government wanted to spy on Vegapunk. Maybe that's how he got exposed. The government wants to eliminate 6 satellites and Stella. That was the mission the government assigned to rob Lucci, Stassi, Kaku, and others. So it would be counterintuitive to suspect any of the satellites or Vegapunk himself. Since Vegapunk knows a part of Blank Century's history, so does the satellites. That's the reason the Gorosei want to eliminate all of them. Now Shaka told something important. The person who gave Seraphim the order is one of the Vegapunks. Is that even possible? Is there another Vegapunk we aren't aware of? Vegapunk's alter ego or something. Perhaps even Vegapunk doesn't know. we actually don't know the content of Shaka and Dragon's conversation. If he reveals something related to Void Century, then Shaka is not a traitor. However, if it wasn't, then he might be a suspect. If there is Vegapunk's alter ego, then he's the traitor. Otherwise, Shaka is not clear of suspicion. There are also members from Cipher Pol imprisoned in the same cell with Vegapunk. Why are they imprisoned? Did they find out something about the traitor and that's why the traitor imprisoned them? Probably. Now, here's the amazing part of the chapter. We get to see Shanks again. He's an Elbaf. Shanks made an appearance in the manga 8 times. Fuchsia Village, partying and drinking with Mihawk, meeting Whitebeard, stopping Paramount War, reacting to Luffy's 500 million bounty, again, reacting to Luffy's 1.5 billion bounty, scaring Admiral Rokugyo in Wano country, and now on Elbaf. Dory and Broggy are Shanks' old friend. Dory and Broggy had been fighting for 100 years. Probably Shanks met them when they were fighting and became friends with them. Shanks thought they were dead, so when he met them again, he talked more than he usually does. Dory and Broggy might have told Shanks about an interesting man they met on Little Garden. Shanks was surprised and delighted at the same time. They might have animatedly talked about Luffy and they forgot about time. And that's why Shanks came to his crew late. Shanks is very popular among the giants. People in the One Piece community think that Elbaf is in Shanks' territory. Maybe, maybe not. But it's a fact. They respect Shanks. A giant kid wanted to travel with Shanks' crew, but he was denied. I think when he meets Luffy, he'll ask him to take him to the sea. Probably, Luffy will accept him. Who knows, he might go to Laughdale together with the Straw Hats. Now, this is the crazy part of this chapter. It was Benn Beckman who cut Eustass Kid's arm. When Eustass Kid was inside the prison, he talked to Luffy about it. He said that he lost his arm to red-hair pirates. We didn't see any kind of resentment from him when he was talking about it. It was like he was stating someone else's story. We have to remember that Kid went to Shanks' territory before he went to Big Mom's territory. So he challenged red-hair pirates during the first year of time skip. He is obviously not a Yonko commander level at then, and that's why he lost to Benn Beckman. Shanks and his crew are not ruthless types. So why was Beckman so ruthless to Kid? Well, Kid is very arrogant. So probably when he came to Shanks' territory, he challenged Shanks. So Benn Beckman told him, if you want to challenge my captain, you have to go through me first. But Kid might have insulted Beckman verbally and it made him very angry. He used a bit more force than necessary. Kid couldn't defend himself and got severely injured. In order to survive, he needed to amputate his arm. Killer knows how strong Shanks is, so he's worried about Kid. Shanks gave Kid an option. Either fight or surrender the road poneglyph and leave. I think when Benn Beckman is about to fight Kid, Shanks will come and stop Beckman. He'll fight Kid. He'll defeat Kid and take road poneglyph from him. It's not like Shanks will snatch it. Killer will request Shanks not to hurt Kid, and in return, he'll surrender road poneglyph to him. Law lost his road poneglyph to Blackbeard, and Kid lost it to Shanks. Luffy took the dangerous road, yet he didn't lose any of the poneglyphs. What do you think about this amazing chapter? Comment down below.